Deus Vult, my fellow gamers. So, I've recently gone a little nuts as far as like Halloweeny graveyard type stuff for September. Uh, it's just I'm gearing up for October. I did finally get all of my undead models for my Kings of War army assembled, primed, put together, all that good stuff. Not painted, however, that will take some doing, and I don't want to focus on it, really. So here, I'll show you some things that I picked up. Well, first of all, these are old Sandra Garrity Reaper Metal Angel models, and they are awesome. I really like them. This is the Pillar of Good. They have also a Pillar of Evil, which is like bones and a Reaper looking dude in the center, but I like this Pillar of Good. So basically just mirrored. She's got a sword, yeah. Just mirrored, the side is just squished. The leaves, to get them all there, you have to do several different layers, because if you like put dabs of glue all over everything, the other leaves underneath these, the very bottom layer will lift up, and so you have to do several. There we go. Just zoom out a little bit. So these guys, I'm like, I can't. They're too small and delicate and ladylike, really, to be used as Elohai for my Kings of War Basilean army. So I decided that they would be wonderful statuary in a cemetery. And it lifts my cemetery up a bit. Instead of being all gloom and doom and skulls and stuff, there is a hint at a more joyful and happy afterlife. So I do have 3 of these wonderful angel ladies and this Pillar of Good. So I think I have all the angels that Sandra Garrity sculpted. Maybe I'll look into it. Some of these I had to make. Yeah, this one's a homemade base. The other 2 are monster bases from Kings of War. And this one is a made base too, just white plastic card. So, but I painted those. I actually went and bought this. This is, I think, the Obsidian or Black Stone Mausoleum. And this is from Reaper Bones. It's a new plastic kit, hard plastic kit. It's very nice. It's made to where you just take the whole thing off this base here, and it's got like a little summoning circle or whatever garbage that's in there. And the door is supposed to be movable. You push it in and out, right? They put a little bit of work into this, and they have the walls. They have interior design of the walls, like skeletons coming out of where these window pieces are and stuff, kind of spooky and astral and stuff like that. It would have only worked if you could take the roof off. You cannot do that. This roof slides in, it clicks in, and it clicks into the wall pieces. It definitely clicks into the front and the back. It actually like sucks in there. It has to be together. So you don't really get to see the wall sections on the inside, nor the very back piece. The very back piece here would have a bigger wall section. I believe just one of them it's like a portal almost, with ghostly skeletons coming in and out of it. Mine here, I just decided to leave it as is. I glued everything shut, and we lost all those interior pieces, which is fine by me, because I'm just using this as a piece of terrain, not as a D&D skirmish warfare type thing. But I did my typical 4 layers of dry brushing different grays on here, and then the copper roofs, which I've done on my Garden of Moor. You can see one creeping there with the verdigris on there. Tons of that. It just looks really nice. I even did that with the shields here emblazoned on the side. Here with the stone, you can see it has minor highlights. I did that with the Tamiya weathering little pets. It's the little compact. It's got the 3 colors in it. So this is the mud on top of, I think it's in compact B. So it's the mud on these stones. I didn't want to use gray because too much gray, it doesn't look right. It looks gray. So with this, it's just kind of dirty, but you can just tell the outlines of it, and it works really good. But yeah, I've got rust on here, and it's a nice big chunky piece. This thing retails about $30, and I say it's worth it. It is a massive piece. You can look at it in correlation to the Garden of Moore. Garden of Moore is a little bit bigger, and if you wanted to, you could break it up, have the fence sections by themselves, and then have each of these 4 sections, the statue and the 3 mausoleums, as their own piece. So you have modularity there, but this is, man, I don't even know how many hundreds of dollars this piece is, unpainted or anything, nowadays. But this is $30. And you can see, yeah, I mean, it's comparable and it looks good. So it's really very nice. So I like it, I do. Of course, my Forge World mile marker to Drakenhof Castle and the Forge World Cemetery Dome or Mount, which, man, it's been ages since they made that. All right, and my good old pumpkin patch. Now here, I did buy this as well. Didn't really get a deal on it, but still, it's good stuff. These 2 pieces, just to say offhand, they came from the torture chamber stuff from Mantic, the mini crate. Pretty nice looking deal in there. I didn't paint the underside or the underside of that, but it's the same deal, same Bone Daddy inside there. It's not a his and hers, but they're nice as well. Cleaned up very good, and they've got good detail. This is minus the little bit of fencing they give you in their graveyard set. And I have to say, it's pretty nice. I think you need to buy 2 graveyard sets. One reason is to make the fence worth it. Honestly, the fence is so small and kind of pathetic. You only get, what, 5 pieces? One's a gate, and 4 pieces are a fence section, and they're only about this long. So it's not enough even to surround this small crypt with fencing. So that's a sad deal. I did the verdigris on the roof here as well. It has a really nice beaten, kind of a beaten copper roof look to it. It's got a little roof detail there, which is nice. But yeah, and I haven't put any moss or growing things on it. I haven't dry brushed any green on it yet. I'm just kind of blowing through this stuff. I mean, honestly, I'm blowing through it. The painting job between this and that big mausoleum is very, very short. Of course, it's all gray, but very, very short. I got another statuary of an angel, which I'm very happy about. It's very nice. I like how serene it looks. And I got a bunch of cross tombstones, which are really very good detail, and I love it. And we have one here with a zombie hand. The zombie hand does come separated, so you can choose to put it on or not put it on. Of course, I love it, so why not put it on? It's a zombie. So put it on, have some fun with your graveyard set. It's very, very enjoyable. A nice stark RIP. You gotta have one of those things. So very nice little bitty scatter pieces. And a broken tombstone as well. You've got one here. If you guys don't know, to be genuine with y'all, Now, I grew up surrounded by some of the oldest cemeteries in the United States. Now, that isn't saying much because of what Europe has, but they do the skull and crossbones quite frequently. They actually, back in the Dizzy, those folks got really crazy with how ornate their stones were, the ornate carvings and stuff, and usually it had skulls, it had femur bones, it would have all kinds of stuff carved in there, and they are beautiful. Morbid, yes, but beautiful, beautifully done. So this would be very, very amateur hour when it comes to the tombstones of old, but I'm glad they have it on here. It's very representative. You know, in contrast of, let's see, this amateur hour garbage here, whereas this giant skull with the two little bones, Games Workshop, yeah, no, you failed there, you failed there. These guys, much more to the point right there. The big bones, a tiny skull. Yeah, if you guys look up like Williamsburg cemeteries, anything like that, you will find some beautifully carved stones. Beautifully, and the Old English that they use is wonderful too. And this is another nice solid piece, this crypt here. Really nice, and it doesn't have anything on it, just has some weathering. Of course, you can add more to it. Some green moss growing up the side and whatnot. But really, I was going for like speed. And what I would do to paint these things, just to give you guys a little heads up, is I would put them on a base, one of these goofy GW bases for their dreadnoughts and whatnot. I'd use some blue tack and put a few stones on it and just paint them all at once. Really helps out with speed, and it's really very handy to hold the miniature. I don't know why people buy those miniature grip things. Whatever helps you, I guess, but I've never had to do that. I've always had stuff on bases. But this you could put a window out with this thing. This thing is like solid chunk, but really great busted up floor. You could see the great detail in that. The bricks on the inside, a little hard to get up there and actually see. I forced myself to prime all the way up in there and to paint it, but yeah, you guys will never see it because of the natural shadows that are cast. Very, very gloomy. I love the front. Very, very ornate right there. Really nice. And a nice little roof too. But a super good addition to the collection. And it can go anywhere. It's tiny enough to do what it wants to and not get in the way. And also, I bought these autumn trees. These things are awesome. So it's the Battlefield in a Box, of course, by our favorite people, Gale Force 9. They are wonderful. The trees themselves aren't very rigid. I was expecting rigid because that's the type of formulae that is used with Games Workshop style trees, and this looked like Games Workshop style trees. It comes with this giant area mat type thing, and it is a flexible piece of like rubbery type stuff, just like all their Battlefield in a Box stuff. The trees, what you want to do when you get these things, they're not on their bases. You want to glue them in their bases. That's what I want to do, because if not, the hole to the base is too big and the twisted wire is a much smaller diameter, so it doesn't fit snug, so it will wobble in the base and fall out and be kind of odd like that. So glue them into the base. And yes, the two big ones go on the two bigger bases and everything else is in a smaller base. But you also want to take your trees and use Testors the Dull Coat. Okay, yeah, there we go. The Dull Coat. Okay, use this and put it all over your tree. Okay, because these things, you can tell a little bit. There's a little piece of flock there, or a piece of flock there, and I was trying to get it up as best I could, but it's just falling off the trees. So to prevent your trees from going bare, hit them with that Tester's dull coat and try to lock that flock on the little wire limbs that are on here. These things are just a little bitty tiny wires. So just spray them down, and they're gorgeous, really. And they did dry brush the root system and all that, so it's really very pretty. So 2 yellows, 2 oranges, and a red. I will be getting more of these, I think, in the future, because I like it. I think it's nice. I like how it comes with the area base, and I like, you know, the trees are modular, so you can take them off the base, on the base, but you always know which way or what the size of the woods are for measurement, for seeing out of and whatnot. I'm a big proponent of that kind of thing. Man, I can't find my, where the heck are they? Here they are. I made my own, but it's flocked. Just some of that old crappy wood paneling that was in my house in Williamsburg. So yeah, I made my own area terrain with my own. I have just pine trees, just green trees, but I think I'm going to switch my map to have autumn trees, and I think that will be good. They here have put a bunch of flock on this piece, and they give you some flock. So not much, not enough to do this. This is a lot more flock than this trap, man. And see how thin that bag is? There ain't no way you're not gonna cover even a third. Look at that, man. You're not, yeah. So this isn't good enough for anything. I'd say save this batch for either confusing people at school or an officer of the law if you have cojones that size, but yeah, use it for model bases. This might be just to give it some color, but yeah, you know, putting some flock on this might be a good thing, but it's also I don't know. It's a nice little area though. But so that's what I've done recently, which is kind of nuts. And I did order another. It's like a graveyard golem from Etsy. It's a beautiful. Well, it's not a beautiful miniature. It's kind of morbid and grotesque, but it's more art than anything else because it takes it from layers. You've got the grass layer with the tombstones on top, and then it goes underneath, and it has bones. It doesn't have any rotting body parts like zombies, I don't think. It's all bones, but it's like the soil makes up the main body and the legs, and then it has bones intertwined. One arm is like a skeletal type arm, bunch of skeleton type arm bits. The other one isn't really an arm, it's a whole coffin. It's just like one of these that hangs down, and it has skeleton arms holding onto it, like hugging the middle section of this to where it doesn't fall out or anything, but it's hanging down on the other side, the left hand side. And for a head, it's got like 3 different types of skulls down underneath the grass, so the grass is kind of hanging over like hair. It's just a really cool piece, and I like it. It's got an angel on top, a little angel statuary, and a cross tombstone sitting right on top of it. So I thought, that is it. That's awesome. And since I don't like the Mantic Gorblight model, that is going to be another Gorblight. I already have a Frankenstein model that I got from Etsy, and I have the Reaper. I think it's called a grave golem or gravestone golem, something like that. And I have that one, but it's like a big rock monster. It's not made of tombstones, and it doesn't have the gate wings like the other one does, the plastic one. It's the big full-on metal one. It's really nice. But anyway, soon I'm going to set this table up in its full graveyard glory, and we're gonna set up some models. And don't forget, I also have this thing. I can't speak its praises enough, but it is a nice mausoleum kit. Really a lot of nice good fencing there, some good crypts and stones. And so, Ruins of Last Wall from Pathfinder Battles. You guys get this pre-painted. The door works on the mausoleum. The door works. Everything is wonderful. It packs back into the box really good. And I love this. The Cemetery of the Fallen. Guys, get you some, okay? If you want to have a little Halloween table, then get you one of those. Anyway, I will be talking to y'all later. Go out there, go vote, and stay sane and happy. God bless y'all. Bye-bye.